and your mortgage payment just jumped up $400 a month. You did your homework. You used an online mortgage calculator. You checked the current property taxes on the Zillow listing. The seller was paying $2,000 a year. You budgeted for that. You closed on the house. But 6 months later, you open a letter from the county assessor. Your new tax bill is not $2,000. It's $7,000. And your mortgage payment just jumped up $400 a month. You call the county thinking it's a mistake, but they tell you the same thing they told thousands of people in 2025. This bill is correct. Welcome back to the Home Buying Files. I'm Karishma, a South Carolina nurse and realtor, and tonight we open file number 005. This is the South Carolina tax trap. It is a legal, calculated financial shock that blindsides almost every out-of-state buyer moving to the Palmetto State. To understand this trap, you have to understand two numbers, 4% and 6%. In South Carolina, if you live in your home as your primary residence, you are taxed at a 4% assessment ratio. But if the house is a second home, a rental, or, and this is the kicker, if the county thinks it's not your primary residence, you are taxed at 6%. Now, 4% to 6% doesn't sound like a big jump. It's just 2%, right? Wrong. Because of a 2006 law called Act 388, primary residents, the 4% group, are exempt from paying the school operating budget on their property taxes. But the 6% group, they have to pay the whole thing. So when you move from 4% to 6%, your tax bill doesn't go up by 2%. It often triples. Here's why you got blindsided. When you looked at the taxes on that Zillow listing, you were looking at the previous owner's bill. They lived there for 20 years. They had the 4% exemption. They also had a value cap that prevented their taxes from rising more than 15% every 5 years. But the moment that deed transferred to you, that cap disappeared. The 4% exemption vanished. The county immediately reassesses the house at your full purchase price and defaults you to the 6% rate. The county doesn't just assume you live there. In their eyes, every new buyer is an out-of-state investor until you prove otherwise. If you don't file the right paperwork by the January 15th deadline, you are stuck with that $7,000 bill for the entire year. This is the most common complaint I hear from new South Carolinians, but you can avoid it if you act the week you move in. Here is your file 005 safety protocol. Step 1, the legal residence application. Do not wait for the tax bill to arrive. The day after you close, go to the county assessor's website. Download the legal residence application. This is what unlocks the 4% rate and the Act 388 school exemption. Step 2, update your ID. The county will deny your 4% application if your driver's license says New York, Ohio, California, anything other than South Carolina. You must provide a South Carolina driver's license and vehicle registration showing the new address. If you keep your cars registered out of state to save on personal property tax, the county will hit you with the 6% real estate tax instead. They will find out. And step 3, the tax estimate. When you are budgeting for a new house, never look at the current taxes. Instead, use the tax estimator on the county website. Enter your projected purchase price and select 4% owner occupied. This is the real number you will be paying. If your mortgage lender is escrowing based on the old seller's rate, you will have an escrow shortage next year and your payment will skyrocket. South Carolina is a very beautiful place to live, and our taxes are actually very low if you know how to claim your rights. Being blindsided by a $5,000 tax jump is a terrible way to start your new life in the South. Subscribe now for file number 06, where we expose the foreclosure rescue. It's a scam that is tricking families into signing away their deeds to fake consultants. And I'll see you at the next closing.